Hey everybody, welcome to Falcon plays Crookz The Big Heist. This is a game that's actually slated to come out late August if I'm correct here. So what we're looking at is actually a preview build that I was actually awarded by Calypso. There is a bit of a restriction on this cover that I'm doing, and that is the fact that I could only cover up to the first 5 missions if I felt the need to do so, and I can't reveal any sort of storyline or plot twists or spoilers essentially, right? So I'm definitely going to be abiding by those restrictions, so any sort of cutscene and things of that nature, I will be cutting off from the video itself. We're going to cover this for a little few episodes here and see if you guys enjoy it or not, and just to give you an early look at it. I should mention, since it is a preview build, if there's any sort of bugs and things of that nature that actually arise, just keep in mind it's still a game that's, probably a month or so away from actually being released. It's not going to be an early access title to my knowledge as well. It's going to be an actual full release too. So any sort of little bugs and things of that nature, just go ahead and just chop it up as to a preview build that the game is still being worked on. All that said and done, what is Crookz The Big Heist, you're probably wondering. It's kind of a real-time strategy game. There's no turns, things of that nature. It's going to be a stealth-based real-time strategy game. And by what I mean by that is essentially you are going to be commanding a group of crooks, hence the name. And you're trying to, get into an area, acquire a few items, get out without necessarily drawing the attention and the ire of the security guards over here to make your life a lot easier. Obviously, there's going to be instances where that's not possible and you will have to get into some sort of combat here. I'm not sure if it's actually really combat, I'm more just trying to avoid them as much as possible. I haven't gotten to that point just yet myself, but we'll see if we could definitely avoid it coming down the line here. So, all that said and done, let's get into the game over here. As you can see, we're in the planning phase right now. Right here is where you actually choose the crooks that you want to take with you on a certain mission. Since we're on the very first mission right now, I believe we only have 2 available. So let's go into select crew over here. So let's actually just bypass this over here. The only 2 people that we have are going to be Bishop and Cleopatra right now. Not revealing too much of the storyline, of course. Let's choose these individuals right here, and good. This takes place in the 70s. You'll probably be able to tell by the character designs over here. As you can see, we have like a really hippie Bishop-looking dude over here. We have Cleopatra with that stunning fro, I gotta say. These would be my individuals right here. You have a workshop as well in the planning phase, which you could actually use to buy a few items going into a mission themselves. It'll be probably in your best advantage to look around, see where the guards are at, see what their routes are. We have a guard, 2 guards, and 3 guards. 2 of them are going to be stationary guards. They don't move. As long as we don't make any sort of noise around this radius, they're not going to be aware of our situation. We have a few items over here that we can pick up. Crowbars, keys, chloroform. We'll talk more about these as we go along here. Then we have a guard that actually does have a patrol, which is back here in Fort. And this is going to be the one that we have to take care of first because we want to get in here to unlock some of these doors, which are going to be initially locked from us. So, all that's said and done, let's get over here and play our heist. There might be a little bit of a dialogue here, but nothing that's going to be too crucial to the story itself. Just Cleopatra just kind of rambling on over here. Alright, I get it, Cleo. Anyway, so let's pause the game here momentarily. We have guard over here hanging out for a while, then he'll turn around and go on his patrol. We have 2 of these guys that don't move. What we want to do right now is let's talk about these switches here really quickly. These switches will control doors from all over the area. So for instance, this switch over here will actually deactivate that door. And this switch over here will be actually deactivating this door. So what we want to do is actually split up our party initially. These right here are going to be spoils, which you will be fine throughout the level itself, and you want to pick these up because it will give you more money, and the money is then used to actually upgrade your characters, buy items for missions, etc., etc. Alright, so let's start off over here. Since Bishop is kind of our slow dude, I don't want him being the guy moving through here right now with this guy over here. So, although, I'm going to have to get him down here regardless of which at some point, but I'm kind of used to sending him out over here first. So, Bishop, you are going to be coming straight up over to the switch. There you go. Cleopatra, you are going to be coming over here to pick up this spoils for us, number 1. As you can see, the speed difference right there, Cleopatra's actually really fast, and Bishop has a little bit of a hard time walking right there. But we're not going to hold that against him because he's got a serious injury, Probably got his leg broke, hacking into some sort of actually, I was going to say into some dude's, like, illegal, or not illegal, but questionable pornography. But it's the 70s, so I don't think the internet actually existed here. I don't think Al Gore had actually told people about the internet just yet. But anyway, Bishop, let's have you go ahead and pick up the security key as well. And afterwards, we'll have you move up to the door. We should be fine from this guy's radius, by the way. Now, don't go ahead and wonder why he didn't spot me. Let's just assume that Cleopatra was actually squatting behind the car, even though she's actually standing over here. Either that or she's like 2 feet tall and he can't see over the car itself. But, let's just go ahead and suspend our belief here for a second. So, now that he's actually away from us, let's switch over to Cleopatra. And we should be ready to go now. Perfect. So, since the door is now open because of that switch, we'll have her come over here and we'll grab the chloroform. Now, the chloroform, as you can imagine, based on the name itself, will be used to knock out guards, which is pretty good because there's no combat in this game. To my knowledge, you can't necessarily fight guards unless you get a particular crook down the line, which I'm not aware of, that actually can knock out guards on his own. You probably can, more than likely, but not to my knowledge right now. So we're going to have some chloroform over here, which we're going to be using on this guy. Now, the reason I'm going to use this is because he's over here guarding this chest that I want to grab. Not really a chest, but a suitcase. But obviously, because he doesn't move, there's no way to grab this unless we knock him out. Now that we've acquired that, let's have her come over here and hit this switch now. And that's going to give access to Bishop to come in through here. Excellent. Let's pause this momentarily. Now, Bishop, you have a few things to do here. Number one, let's have you grab this suitcase over here and get some more money coming our way. Now, after you're done with that, there is also another switch over here which will unlock this door. And we're going to come out here to grab this crowbar, which could be useful for Cleopatra down the line. So come over here, unlock the switch. This guy is not going to pay attention to what's happening here because this won't actually make any noise. Unless you actually strong-arm the door, then it will make noise. But since we have Bishop over here hitting the switches, not going to be a big deal. This over here, by the way, is a ventilation system. There's going to be a crook down the line that actually can have access to go in through the vents and make life easier for you. But obviously, we don't have access to her right now. Now, Bishop, come out here and grab this crowbar. Meanwhile, Cleopatra, let's have you just hang out over here. You should be undetected from that point on, from that guy. Now, Bishop, you need to grab this weapon here, which you just did. And we'll have him hit the switch because it's going to be important because that switch opens up this door, which is what we need to get access in here. Now, this is the main one that we have to focus on. We'll have more than likely Bishop use his innate ability to open this door. We could actually crack this open with a crowbar. But if you do that, as you can see over here, there are many ways to crack it. Destroyed securities are suspicious. So this guy would then notice this door and be like, hey, why is this cracked open? But if we use Bishop or a key, we don't necessarily have to draw the ire of this dude over here. Alrighty, so Bishop, have you acquired this door opening? You have. Perfect. So now he's ready to come back. Now this is going to be the little bit more difficult part because Bishop, as we were already fully aware, has a bit of an issue walking over here. So we're going to wait for this guard to come back, loop around. We'll have Bishop loop over here, and then we'll be ready to go through this side. And we'll use this ability to pick this door and save the key, which we can use for the door. But if you actually save some of the items after a mission is over, you actually acquire more money because you get to sell those items back at the end of the mission. So, Cleopatra, let's get you over here for now. And Bishop, you're going to be the dude that comes around the corner over here. Have a bit of an instant save happening, that's fine. In case I screw this up, we have a little bit of backup. So let's go now, Bishop. Come on. And we want to aim you over here completely. So obviously I could move this guy on the fly if I felt like it, but this is our main objective right now. So you'll start working on this door. Now this takes a little bit of time too, so we got to make sure this actually cracks open before this guy rounds the corner and actually spots us over here. Otherwise, we'll probably be in some big trouble. Usually when you get caught, if I'm right, it's just instantly game over. You have to restart from an old save point. Let's see. Alrighty, so Bishop, this door's open. Let's get you in here. Cleopatra, in here. And because this door was unlocked without actually brute forcing it, it's going to just close and no suspicion is going to be drawn to us. Excellent. Alrighty, so for the most part, the hard part is done. Now, we have one more locked door over here which will give us access to adrenaline, which is pretty good for Bishop because it actually makes you walk faster for 20 seconds, and obviously with his bad leg, that can be pretty useful. So Bishop, come over here, and actually, before you crack this open, I would like to move over here and drop the crowbar for Cleopatra. So now you've done that, come over here, crack this door open. Cleopatra, you'll come over here and just pick up this crowbar. Excellent. Alrighty. Now, meanwhile you do this, Bishop, I think we're done over here with Cleopatra. Her next objective is going to be using that chloroform in this guard over here. So we'll leave Bishop alone. Cleopatra, you should have access to this door already. So there's another suitcase over here, but I'll have Bishop grab that one for us. So Cleopatra, come outside. Bishop, you're on your own over here. You should be fine, though. Alrighty. Cleopatra, come down to here. And just hang out here for a second.
Yes.
Bishop, grab adrenaline. And after you grab adrenaline, we want you to also grab the suitcase over here. Alrighty, so we're done with Bishop at this point.
Yeah.
Cleopatra, you have the dodgy ability to actually knock this guy out now. So let's pause this momentarily. I hope I don't botch this. On occasion, I screw this up here a little bit. So we want to right-click on this guy, and we want to use the chloroform on him. Is that correct? Let's see if I did this correctly. Yes, okay. Now, he's not going to be knocked out forever. There's going to be a little bit of a timer that we'll see over here once he's out. And when he wakes up, he'll probably alert people about your presence here. So we want to grab this now and just book it out of here. Bishop, since we're done with you, let's have you go to the exit. or at least the second floor entrance, and then Cleopatra, let's have you do much of the same. And this should be the very first floor already cleared up without really any much issues. As you can see, it's kind of easy right now because the very first mission after the tutorial is still kind of teaching you the basics. It's going to throw like the entire kitchen sink at you. So there you go. First portion is done. Now there's something here I didn't talk about in the very first portion, but let's do it right now.
Private rooms. Murray's replica of the Luna Stone must be behind that door.
That it is. So here is our main objective, the Luna Stone. This is going to be a replica, not the actual Luna Stone. Now, the reason we're acquiring this is because we're going to be doing some fancy finagling. We want to swap out the real Luna Stone with this replica so we don't really draw the attention of anybody else. I believe it's a mission down the line which I haven't unlocked to actually play this yet. This I've already played once before. So, right now with Cleopatra, what we want to do... Actually, I'm going to show this off here really quick. So this right here will tell you just about everything on the level that you're currently at. It'll tell you the doors that are locked, ventilations, items, security systems, etc. So it's actually really good to go into on occasion to see what's happening. And this guard over here is going to be a stationary guard, so we should be able to get around him relatively easy without much of a problem. Great. So, let's start off over here with Bishop and have him use his ability to unlock this door for us. This will keep us from actually using our extra items, and we want to keep those so we can sell them at the end of the mission itself, as I've stated before. Cleopatra, you're going to be the one coming over here and doing most of our loot acquirement out here. Anything outside? No. Alright. So, if we, for instance, were to trigger this alarm, this right here will tell you the radius that it's actually going to trigger people too. So this would definitely alarm this dude over here, and we don't want that happening. So we definitely want to get around it, and the way we get around it is by going through these doors over here. Luckily, Bishop has unlocked this door over here for us. So Cleopatra, let's have you acquire this over here first. And afterwards, let's have Bishop get into position over here. Let's not trigger that just yet. I want to grab all the items here first. So let's just get you into position. Cleopatra, let's have you come in through here, and then through here. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. The lockbox itself, you either need a key or a crowbar to open up. The crowbar will make noise, the key won't. We have the key on Bishop. Luckily, however, the crowbar can be used on this, and it's not going to make too much noise, as we'll soon see. But before we grab that, let's go ahead and send her over here to acquire this other suitcase. This guy has no idea what's happening around him. Probably doesn't really care about his job, if I would beg to differ. I mean, come on, you can't see her on the side of your vision over here? I mean, normally I have some pretty good peripheral vision myself, so that's all I'm saying. You should probably be able to notice a person just walking by there. Anyway, Cleopatra, let's have you come in through here. Now, if you use the crowbar, this will be the noise that we're making, the radius about it. As you can see, it doesn't really touch that guy, so we're free to use this, make all the noise that we want, and we're not going to trigger that guy. And that's going to be some pretty good amount of money for us. Excellent. So she's done. Let's send her back over here and get her ready to exit the area once Bishop is over here done acquiring the replica for us. Alrighty, so you should be done, and let's just get you ready to get out of here. Bishop, let's hit the switch. It's a bit of a cutscene here. This is not story related, really. This is going to introduce a new character, so enjoy this one at least.
Here I thought it was a guard sneaking around out there. What a bummer that the door shut behind me, huh?
You got the replica?
I bet Rocket that I could steal the Luna Stone all by myself. Whether she believes it or not, I get along just fine without my sister. So yeah, now I got this here fake gem. What? Don't look at me like that. I was here first, so I get to keep it.
Can you at least wait for us outside?
No problemo.
Alrighty, and that's going to be one of the other crooks that's going to be able to join your party at some point or another. I'm not sure when. Maybe after this mission, I would imagine, since he already has the item that you came in here looking for. Anyway, so since he already acquired that, we can't actually grab it ourselves, but there's still one more leftover heist spoils, which I'll grab with our boy Bishop, and I think we're done here. Cleopatra, it seems like you have to use the restroom or something. Let's get you to the exit. And then, my boy Bishop, let's get you into the exit as well. And that should wrap up this mission right here without any sort of issue. Your overall score is going to be based on how long you take over here. So we took around 5 minutes and 21 seconds outside of the pause and planning phase, obviously. So, again, you'll be graded based on that one alone. So as our loot bonus goes up here, this will tell you everything you acquired. So in this stage, we took 521. We grabbed all 7 of the extra spoils spread about. We got the lockbox. There was no big saves, and we were unnoticed. So we have a new best record of the Crookz score over here. and this will give you the overall spio, and it'll actually unlock a few more items and abilities more than likely as we go forward. But we're gonna wrap it up right here for this episode. I will be covering mission number 2 next one around, and we'll see how far we go from there. Hopefully you enjoyed the look at though. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like to support this a lot. And again, I'll be cutting off any sort of storyline issues, so we'll be just focusing on the gameplay itself for the next episodes going forward. So hopefully you enjoyed. I will catch you next time.